Grace and peace, family and friends, and to all my brothers and sisters who may be tuning in to this video. I say good morning to you, and I pray that all is well with you and your families. Again, this is another day that the Lord has made, and we owe it to him to rejoice and be glad in it, no matter what this day or our day may bring. We give his name all the honor, glory, and praise for his goodness, for his grace, and for his mercy on us and towards us each and every day. For he allows, and therefore we owe it to him to rejoice and be glad in this another day, for he allowed us to see it, breathe it, and live in it one more time. So we give his name all the honor, glory, and praise, and we owe it to him, in spite of whatever we're going through, to rejoice in this another day, again, that he's allowed us to see, that he's allowed us to breathe, and that he's allowed us to live in and walk in one more time. Again, this is Reverend Sanford D. Dickerson, Jr., bringing you the Victorious Life Word for today. And the Victorious Life Word for this day is, don't believe the hype. Don't believe the hype. Now listen to me before I even get into this message. Listen to me. When I say don't believe the hype, I'm talking about offerings and tithes and being blessed by what you give. Hear me out. This is from my heart to your hearts. I pray that you understand what I'm saying. I'm not talking against giving. Giving and tithing and giving offerings is very, very important. Yes, God does bless you and will bless you as you give. However, listen to this message and you'll see what I'm saying, because I don't want you to fall for the scams or the tricks or the false doctrine of, you give a certain amount and God's going to bless you. No, God's going to bless you no matter what you give. The point is what you give from the heart. Listen to this message, and I pray that it blesses you, that it encourages you, and it gives you something to think about when it comes to giving. See what I'm saying? Follow along with me and you'll see. Don't believe the hype. Luke 6:38 says this in the New Living Translation. Give and you will receive. Your gift will return to you in full, pressed down, shaken together to make room for more, running over and poured into your lap. The amount you give will determine the amount you get back. Again, Luke 6:38. And the New Living Translation says this: give and you will receive. Your gift will return to you in full, pressed down, shaken together to make room for more, running over and poured into your lap. The amount you give will determine the amount you get back. Now, brothers and sisters, for that verse of scripture is so true. You get, whatever you give is what you're going to get back. But it doesn't necessarily have to be money. You can be blessed in other means, in other ways. However, technically, whatever you give is what you're going to get back in return, as far as whatever you give, as far as your time, your money, and your talent. And so I want you to stay close to what the scripture says. Yes, the amount you give will be determined, the amount you get back. However, there are prosperity preachers, and listen to me. I'm not bad-mouthing the prosperity preachers. I'm bad-mouthing the message they're preaching. I got no problem with prosperity. I believe I'm prosperous myself. My family is prosperous. My wife and I are prosperous. I have no problem about prosperity. What I have a problem with is the message of prosperity and the way that is taught by these prosperity preachers. Again, tune in, follow along with me, you'll see what I'm saying. Again, Luke 6:38, New Living Translation. Give and you will receive. Your gift will return to you in full, pressed down, shaken together, make room for more, running over and poured into your lap. The amount you give will determine the amount you get back. My brothers and sisters, family, friends, though I believe in giving to others and have no problem in sharing with others the blessings the Lord has blessed me with financially and in all areas of my life, and though I'm a believer of tithing and giving offerings to the church, I do belong to I draw the line when it comes to the prosperity preachers and their gimmicks about giving a certain amount of money so that God can do something for you. Yes, I am a believer of prosperity, but not the way it is being promoted in these revival church meetings when some big known preacher comes to town or having some giant big revival on television or wherever you get to see it. I don't mind giving an offering when it's asked for. However, I have a big problem. I have a huge problem when the preacher tells you to give 100, to give 500, to give 1,000, and God is going to bless you and do something big in your life. My brother says, let me put a pin right here. What I got a problem, I have no problem of giving. I have no problem of giving tithes. I have no problem giving an offering in a church service when an offering is asked for. What I got a problem with is not just these prosperity preachers, even in our own churches, particularly in the Baptist church. Yeah, get mad at me if you want to. Is when you give the offering and then they don't have enough money to give to whoever they want to give to. So then they ask you to give more. All right, who can give $1? Who can give $5? Who can give $10? Who can give 100? Or the biggest thing that drives me crazy is the ones before they even give the offering, put a certain amount. Say, okay, somebody will stand, a preacher will stand and say, I'm gonna give $1,000. Who can agree with me and stand with me and give $1,000 right now? And then all those who somehow are being led to give $1,000, which I have no problem with that, stand up. Give $1,000, and he asks all those to come down the aisle to give their $1,000, and then, all right, who can give 500? Everybody, it's ridiculous. That's not how God meant for us to give an offering. It doesn't matter what we're to give. Well, listen, we're to give out of our hearts as we purpose to give, not by some scheme or some giving, or just because you want to give somebody a certain amount of money that you got to keep on tapping the people to keep giving until you meet that requirement. No, I'm sorry, that's bogus. That's heresy. That's not of God. Hear me. That's not of God. You give the offering and you take in whatever you can get in. Now, I got no problem encouraging people beforehand to give from their hearts. I get that. I understand it. But while the people are giving, and then they give, and then you don't have enough, or whatever you feel the goals you had in mind, a particular pastor or preacher or whatever had in mind that they want to give a particular guest preacher or whatever, or for a pastor's anniversary or whatever, and then you ask people, all right, we need $100 more. Who can give this? I'm sorry. That is not of God. That is not of God. You ask for the offering. People give as they purpose in their heart between them and God, and that's the offering. Point blank, that's it. But these gimmicks of trying to get more money and trying to get more money, no, that's not of God. That's right, I said it. It's not of God. Anyway, moving on. So what I have a problem with is when these preachers will say, who can give 100? Give 500, get 1,000. And God is going to bless you and do something big in your life. Listen, my brothers and sisters, whatever you give, I don't care if it's 10 cents, $1, $50, $25, 100. The Lord is going to bless you just for the fact that you gave. Whatever you give the Lord, if you're giving it from your heart, that you're doing all you can to give to the Lord is going to honor that blessing, no matter how small and no matter how big it is. But I'm bringing this message because I don't want you to fall for the okie doke of being pressured to give a certain amount. You give other than your tithes. Now, tithes is 10%. I'm not talking about that. I'm talking about an offering. And these preachers ask you to give a certain amount so God can bless you. God is going to bless you, yes, based on what you give. But what I'm trying to say is don't be pressured to give what you don't have. Moving on. How many people, my brothers and sisters, who are struggling in their finances or are jobless fall for this sham time and time and time again, only to be disappointed, never seeing this so-called blessing God is going to bless them with come to pass in their life. And they what? Keep on struggling. Yes, my brothers and sisters, God does and will bless you as you give to others. That's just the way it is. Give, and it should be given unto you. And when we tithe and give offerings, God is going to bless you. But not in the way that these prosperity preachers teach and preach about it. Think about this for a moment, my brothers and sisters. Think about this. That's what I mean by don't believe the hype. Okay, think about this. You give what you don't have, right? And can't afford it. And yet they or their ministries get rich and you remain poor and struggling. I'm not saying don't give. What I am saying is don't believe the hype about giving a certain amount so God can do something big for you. It amazes me. It really does. It is always the ones who are struggling and are desperate who fall for these scams and shams and never see their situation change for the better. My brothers, sisters, family, friends, don't believe the hype that God is not, don't believe the hype. That is not God's way of blessing you. Though he can and will when you give tithes and when you give offerings in the proper way, with the proper motive and attitude. My brother says, don't believe the hype. You give as is purpose in your heart to give, not grudgingly. For God, what? Loves a cheerful giver. In other words, what I'm trying to say is don't believe the hype, is don't get all caught up in what these prosperity preachers are trying to get you to do. Give 100, give 500, give 1,000. Who can give 1,200? Who can give 1,500? Who can give 5,000? God is going to bless you and really do something big in life. God is going to bless you whatever you give. Yes, I do believe the more you give, the more you're going to get back. I believe that. Got no problem with that. What I got a problem with that with people saying you ain't gonna be blessed because you're not in the whatever category. No, don't believe the hype, and you shouldn't listen to me. If you can't have no money, you cannot pay your bills, you're out of work. All right, I'm telling you, you take care of your family first. Yet take care of your needs. Yes, give an offering if you can. Give what you can, especially now, when it comes to tithing, you're to give your tithes. However, you can't give what you don't have. So you're not to be under any bondage if you're not giving. If you don't have it, you don't have it. God knows. He knows your heart. He knows your mind. He knows your spirit. What I'm saying is give out of a pure motive, out of pure heart, out of pure spirit, not get all caught up and hyped up about what these prosperity preachers are preaching and trying to teach you. One of my biggest pet peeves gets on my nerves, and I saw a prominent preacher do this, who I believe in and love and adore. Preached a powerful message. All of a sudden, now he says, all right, okay, who wants to be blessed? Who wants to be blessed? Okay, be blessed. All right. Give $1,000. Give $1,000. Give $1,000. All right, everybody who can, give $1,000. $1,000. God's going to bless you. $1,000 offering. All right, I'm asking for $1,000 blessing. What is that? No. You don't put no amount on what to give. You just take an offering. If anything else, she just said, we're going to take an offering now. We got things that we need to be doing. The ministry needs to go forward. Things, whatever, about what your need is as far as the church is concerned. And then just take the offering based on what the people, it's about to, put a certain amount on it as though you can't meet that amount, so therefore you're not going to get blessed. I'm sorry. That is not of God. I said it. That's not of God. And I'll keep on saying it. That's not of God. You're to take the offering Give an offering. Give whatever's in your heart when it has an offering. And don't get caught up in the hype that you're not going to be blessed because you were not able to give this certain amount. God is going to bless you whatever amount you're able to give as far as offerings are concerned. Don't get offerings and tithes mixed up. You owe the tithe 10% when you have it to give. When it comes to offering, it is of your heart and mind and spirit what it is that God has put in your heart to give. What you have purpose to give. God knows your heart. He knows what you do and what you can't do. Again, my brothers and sisters, don't believe the hype about what all this prosperity preachers are putting out there. I'm not ashamed to say I ain't scared either. It's ridiculous. And even what we do in our churches is ridiculous. Oh, who can give this? Who can give that? Who give it? We need so much more. That just drives me crazy. Drives me nuts when I see it. And I want to stand up and holler and scream. That's not of God. My brothers and sisters, don't believe the hype. Yes, give. As His purpose in your heart to give. Yes, we are to give. We are to give an offering. We are to pay our tithes. No problem with that. But when it comes to giving an offering, it is whatever you feel you want to give and what you've out of your heart, out of pure heart, what God has led you to give. And if once you give it, if you can live with yourself with that, not feel convicted or bonded, then you're done what God has called you to do. Again, I can't stress it enough. Don't get caught up in the hype, in the schemes, the scams, and whatever else. Whether it's a scam or not, it's still inappropriate to keep hitting the people after offering has been given to give more, to give more, give more. No. Just because you want to meet a certain amount of money to give to a preacher or whatever. That's not of God. That's not of God. My brothers and sisters, family, friends, don't believe the hype. Give as you purpose in your heart to give, not grudgingly, but with a cheerful spirit. Thank you for tuning in. I pray that this message has blessed you, has encouraged you, has uplifted you, that you've learned something, that you'll be able to something you maybe think about the next time somebody's asking you for an offering to give. That you don't believe the hype of the prosperity preachers as far as giving offerings about certain blessings going to come your way. You're going to get blessed no matter what. I do believe, however, the more you give, the more you get back. But it doesn't necessarily have to be money. You will give, and it shall be given unto you. Pressed down, shaken together, and running over, shall men give unto your bosom. For whatever you meet, it will be measured unto you again. Luke 6:38. That's all true. All I'm saying is be cautious about how you're being told to give. You do it God's way, not man's way. Again, God bless you, my brothers and sisters. Again, thanks for tuning in. I pray that this message has blessed you, has encouraged you, has uplifted you, and that you'll be able to use it and apply it and think about it next time it's time to give an offering or somebody's asking you to give an offering. Do it the biblical way. Do it God's way, not man's way. Again, thanks for tuning in. Remember this, my brothers and sisters, all things are possible to Him, to her, to those that believe. Why? Because there's absolutely, positively nothing too hard for the Lord. Never stop praying, never stop believing, never, ever give up. Why? Because your healing, your deliverance, and your miracle is on its way. Jesus loves you, and so do I, very, very, very much. You have a great day. Have a blessed day. Have a wonderful day. Continue to please wear your mask. Please continue to practice your social distancing. Please continue to protect yourself, your loved ones, your co-workers, and everyone you come in contact with as you wear your mask and practice your social distancing. And we all will get through this pandemic. And by all means, on November 3rd, please vote, vote, vote. Either by your mailing in your ballot or go in person. And as you go in person, wear your mask. Do what you got to do and get out of there. But whatever you do, don't let nobody stop you. Don't let nobody deter you. Don't let nobody hinder you from getting your vote in. Okay, God bless you, my brothers and sisters. Again, have a great day. Have a blessed and safe day. And I will talk to you again tomorrow. God bless you.